Over here back at Bethany Lakes. Just to recap, today is Saturday, March 1st. I did make it out to another pond this morning and I was trying to limit out, but I had to cut it short. Ended up getting a couple of trout, so I got enough to have a little breakfast maybe. Got them on gold super dupers, but I did get some hits on a trout magnet. And then on top of that, I did have a chance at some other bass, or correction, some hits using the fly rod, and that was going well, but I ended up throwing the hook a couple of times, so that's kind of what ended up switching over to that ultralight bait casting stuff. Bear with me here, I'm just making some adjustments. Got to put my little safety lanyard on so I don't lose my phone in case I drop it. Okay, I'm going to be going out here to Bethany Lakes, and it's our local pond here in the city of Allen, and got the Android mobile live streaming setup and see if we can catch maybe a fish or two using these trout magnets, because I know I had one on the line this morning on one of those trout over there in the city of Murphy, but wind kicked up on me and it was a little bit harder than I wanted to struggle casting this thing, but I did get it dialed in, at least for now. I'll have to play with it again. It's that 1 gram trout magnet. This is the like another kingfisher, so let's see what we can do with this thing. All right, let me just make sure we're live. Yep, we are live. Okay, temperatures I believe are in the high 70s. Short sleeve weather, got some wind going. This morning it was a little chilly, but nothing the freezing temps that we were having earlier these last few weeks. So lo and behold, here we are, already starting to shift over to some maybe warmer weather. Still itching to take out the crossbow and do some crossbow bow fishing with that. I'm gonna go have to start up the little kicker motor Suzuki 2.5 and get that one started and tuned up for this upcoming season. But right now, let's see what we can do with a little trout magnet. I gotta dial it in a little bit. Bear with me here. Okay, howdy, how's it going? All right, let's see, let's go and do a quick toss. Oh yeah, I'm already getting overrun here. Okay, so I got to tweak it in. Yeah, this morning there was a ton of wind. I was casting into the wind or with the wind, and this is one that you got to definitely tweak when you're fishing it, mainly because, well, it's pretty sensitive to the wind conditions. What I'm trying to do is just see what'll bite on a trout magnet. I've brought some other lures, heavier lures, but I really want to just see what this trout magnet can do for us. Up the brakes on it and loosen the spool a little. Water's really clear right now, but it's also very shallow. All right, that's pulling off to my left. Wind is with me. In fact, maybe I need to go with the other side and take advantage of the wind right now. But here, let's get a couple of casts in just to see how it casts. Okay, it's working. All right, go to the other side real quick. All right, how y'all doing over here at Bethany Lakes in the city of Allen? Did do the GoPro this morning and got some of the action on the same setup, but using a gold super duper. Back to a slow, very slow retrieve, getting those trout to bite. But at this point, I think I'm just trying to get out, get another round in before I have to do a little barbecuing later on tonight. All right, yeah, it's pulling off to the left still. I'm gonna go and tweak it a little bit more. I'm gonna keep the brakes high for now. Mainly want to see, earlier I was having to yank it pretty hard to get them to fight against the wind that was blowing, but I think I've got a good start right now. Let me just tweak it a little bit more. Okay, and then we'll get started. Wind is blowing more like right in front of me or coming right into the ducks here. Water's really shallow at this point. I'm hoping since there's a little bit of warmer temps, I might be able to take advantage of it. Let's work our way around. Let's see. Yeah, I've caught various fish on the trout magnet in the past and done well with it. I think I had one trout on this morning, and then I had several that threw the hook on me. But with the fly rod, I had about maybe 3 or 4 at that case. Go check the chat. Some folks on the chat. Howdy, howdy. I'm using mono trout with a trout minute. Yeah, I had it 4-pound line. Yes, I'm using 4-pound line, but I'm fishing a pond that hasn't been stocked with trout. It's one that I like going to fairly often because it's very easy and convenient to get to. And I'm hoping that with these up in temperature that we might start seeing these guys in the shallows again. Okay, it's starting to cast better. All right. Much easier when the wind is not blowing right into you. That's the hard part about this. It's very, very, very sensitive to the wind conditions. So I got a crosswind at this point, and I'm able to fish the trout magnet no problem. So it's a 1-gram trout magnet on the Ultralight Baitcasting gear. This is the Light Feather Kingfisher and the Handing Magica Ultralight rod. And there it is. Okay. All right. Got it dialed in. This morning I had to do a lot of Kentucky windage to get it going, mainly because the wind was just blowing, howling off to my right, from right to left, and that made it a lot tougher. But I did get one on the line briefly. I will get another live stream out on that. It'll be more of a rebroadcast. I did that one on the GoPro, and I got them. Well, you'll see 2 fish being caught with gold super dupers. But mainly the action was kind of slow for yours truly. But I mainly just want to rebroadcast it and just kind of do some lessons learned, because it is our motto: learn to fish by our trials and errors. And I didn't have several trials there where I was not doing so well with the fly rod. Okay, let's just let this one sink a little. One thing about trout magnets is you can just kind of let it sink slowly, bring it in, and you can get Mr. Fishy to come out to play. All right, let's keep going. We're kind of walking the ponds here just to see if that change in temperature has got the fish moving in shallow. All right, let's go check the chat again. All right, yeah, ultralight gear. We're using ultralight Baitcasting gear. Let me adjust this again so you guys get a better view. Okay, let's try this. Okay, there's a little rocky area here, kind of drops off. I can see to the bottom right now with my polarized glasses. I don't see any fish in the water though, at least from this vantage point. But hey, let's go ahead and do a cast. Right there, 1-gram trout magnet, no problem. And I'm just going to do a slow retrieve, maybe do a little twitch here and there too. I know come early evening, a lot of times I'll get the bass to strike over there in the shallows, this little fingerling that kind of like to hover around the banks here. All right, yeah, much easier to cast when I don't have that headwind or crosswind on me right now. I'm just kind of working this little trout magnet. All right, come on, Mr. Fish. Let's see what we got. Yeah, the other day I was able to get some small bass and little bluegill using little dry flies. In fact, I did bring out some of these Griffith's net this morning that I tied the night before. Had a few hits on that, but I believe it was mainly these little, little bluegill. Okay, let's walk to the other pond. Let's go to the back pond now and check it out. And we got some folks fishing on the other side over there. Cool beans. There's the drainage deal, and I'm gonna walk up slowly. Sometimes with these attempts climbing, these bass start moving into the shallows and start doing their thingy, come springy. Let's see, not seeing much activity here, but hey, let's give it a cast. Let's get it past the shoot. Almost got hooked on the drainage deal. Let's cut it this way. See if something's lurking over here in the shallow area. I can definitely see down to the bottom there. Clear this out. Got some junk in the trunk here. Let's get that guy out of there. Look at that. All right, let's see what we got. Okay. Now it's kind of pulling to the left a little, so I'm gonna decrease this just a slight bit. There we go. More in front of me. Okay. All right, let's just kind of pop it in there. See if we got any guys wanting to play. Looks like nothing yet. Start walking it. Don't have much time. I got a couple of honeydews to knock out. Or what was it? Go to the grocery store, pick up some olive oil and onions, and then later on I gotta do some grilling, some ribs on the old Weber grill, charcoal of course. I kind of tend to like charcoal over propane, especially when I'm grilling. And of course, I have a little something for yours truly as I'm grilling. But let's see if we can get a fish on. There's a tap, really light tap. And I wonder if it's Mr. Bluegill, Mr. Fingerling Bass. Keep walking it a little bit more. Yeah, later on, what I'm looking for in these short trips or quick trips is just kind of get a feel for what's moving about from this time of year with the temperature change and the pattern. And then also looking for, if I start seeing bluegill showing up here in the shallows, as well as start seeing those bass on beds where they start opening up some of the vegetation on the bottom and start building their beds, and start, well, that's the hint that spawn is coming, and well, be ready to fish that pattern, which usually means something to trigger them to strike as they're sitting on the bed. I do see some bugs flying about. Good idea to have, I had a fly rod to make sure I had a dry fly with me. Got it dialed in enough to get a decent cast. Got the wind behind me now, so I can even take advantage of that when I'm casting. Not have to play the thumb as much. Okay, and you can actually even get a little further cast right there. That's a nice cast. 1 gram trout magnet, ultralight Baitcasting. Let's see if we can get something to produce. So it doesn't look like much in the shallows at this point. But hey, I got my polarized glasses. We're scouting around, trying to take a look at what may be biting. Still don't see much, but who's to say? That's why we're casting as we're walking, scouting the pond. All right, see some bugs moving about. Let me go check the chat. Let's see what brand reel, Flight Feather. It's yeah, Flight Feather Kingfisher. Let's see, something just jumped over there. I wonder what that was. I don't know what that was. Let's just cast out there and see. Come on, see if Mr. Fish here wants to meet El Trout Magneto. All right, get it out there again. I have caught some decent bass actually on trout magnet at the pond that I was fishing this morning. I think it was the year before. Yeah, I think it was the year before. All right, so I did have 2-pound test on a previous trip, and yeah, 2-pound can be really touchy. Plus, you definitely have to baby the landing once you get them hooked. You definitely have to make sure you don't lift the rod up and the line and break off. Very shallow here. I can see right on the bottom. This whole area has been sedimented over. Been fishing this place 20 plus years. Initially, this place was a lot deeper, but of course, time passage and whatnot, and they haven't dredged the ponds other than the back pond back that way by the recreation center. They did that about maybe 10, 15 years ago. So, yeah. But hey, you learn your conditions and make adjustments. Looks like a turtle over there. All right, I'm walking slowly here by the culvert because a lot of times you'll see bass and bluegill just kind of lurking here. I don't see much right now. I don't see anything right now with the glasses, but let's go ahead and cast. Never hurts to cast. See what may be down there. Just a little twitch and let it sink. Twitch and just kind of let it sink down. See if we can get one interested. Here by the culvert, sometimes you get one lurking in the culvert itself. I did catch like a 3-pound bass here using some fly gear, and he actually took it under the culvert, and I had to somehow coax him out of there. I think I was using a 3-weight. Yeah, 3-weight fly rod. All right. Okay, it's very shallow again here. It'll be a little bit deeper over here where the feeder creek meets into the back pond. That's what I call it, the back pond. You got 4 ponds here. This is the back pond. You've got the main pond. That's where we were earlier. And then you got another pond closer to the parking lot, kind of horseshoe shaped and has a little pier or sitting area. And then you have the lower pond, which is over there where I just mentioned, back this way past the Memorial Center over there and the recreation center. Okay, All right, let's walk it up here slowly. Water's clear enough I can see to the bottom in about 20 feet out, and I don't see much moving about. Let's just kind of walk slowly. Something catches our eye. Okay, I thought I saw some movement. Okay, let's cast. See if we can get something to take the trout magnet. I'm just kind of doing a little quick pond ultralight bait casting session here. Oh, there's a bass, little bass. Thought maybe, oh, what is he? Maybe 10, 12 inch. Just lurking over here. He's coming up close to the feeder creek. This might get his attention. I'm gonna try fishing it like a Ned rig here real quick. Let me clear it out. Just sitting there, head into the water flow, waiting for, I guess, some food and whatnot to come by. You start to move away now. Let's see if I can get it close to him. Okay, see if I can get his attention. Come on. He went down under. Oh, come on, come on. Oh, yeah, he's back again. He's just kind of working his way back and forth here, kind of cruising the area. And let's see if I can get a cast right in front of his nose. No, bad cast. Get a better angle. Okay, right there. Oh, he's coming back. All right, here we go. I got it in front of him. Looking at it, returned. Kind of briefly looked at it as it was dropping. Was hoping that he kind of nose down to it here. Man, all right, I got to clear the line a little bit. Cast it out. Clear it out. I could feel it loosening up on those short casts here. Okay, here we go. All right. Yeah, if I had my fly rod, I'd be dropping the fly right by his nose here and seeing if I can get him to hit. Okay, I got it right by him. He went right by him. He ignored it. Holy cow. What's up with that, buddy? Moving right here. Fiber. Wolf McQuaid. See if I can get him over here. Cut to the right. Wonder if he sees me. Come on, come on. I did bring some rooster tail inline spinners too, but I really wanted to try this trout magnet, take advantage of being able to cast it using this combo. But it may be the case where fishies don't really want to play today. Let's get it further out. Okay, that's a pretty decent cast, but got an overrun though. Let's go and clear it out a little. Yep, that one's an overrun. Yeah, what happens is once I have it dialed in and I start doing these shorter casts, and the spools will loosen up, and usually I get one of these backlashes and I'll have to make some adjustment. And you get used to it here, and that's why I don't put much line on there. You can see I don't have much line at all, and a lot of times I can just kind of walk it back and get it completely cleared. Some cases I have to go all the way down to the spool because it got that loose. And once I have that done, I'm able to just cast it again. Okay, so there we go. Just reel it in. Got a decent cast out of it, but thumb education kind of got loose on me. All right, let's just bring it in here. All right. All right, won't see that bass anymore. There we go. That's better. Doing all those little short casts kind of loosens up the loops on the spool, the line on the spool. And then once you actually kind of get it out there, you know it's gonna run on you. So just on occasion while you're fishing, short casts, do an occasional longer cast. There goes another bass over there. I don't know if it's the same one or not. Okay. We'll go to the feeder creek here in a moment. See if something's lurking over there by that one pool. There's some people there right now, so I don't know what they're doing. Once they're done, we'll go over there and take a peek. The other day we had a bunch of rain and whatnot, and it had the banks flowing, and ended up getting some fish, a lot of these little bass, hanging out over there in the feeder creek. Okay, so there's a good cast there. See if we can get them to hit. Missed the trout magnet, missed the trout magnet. I may switch to that inline spinner here in a little bit, but let's go take a walk. All right, what else we got? All right, howdy, howdy. So, all right, cool. Got some good engagement, it sounds like, happening. Let's take a look here. Here's the feeder creek. Very shallow right now, but I've been able to catch bass in here and bluegill in the past as I work through the area. See. And see if there's anything else lurking nearby. Kind of take a look here. Someone's throwing some rocks in the water since we last were here. Let's see. Yeah, I can tell because of the lighter colored rocks. I don't see any. Oh, there's a bass. Little bass. Okay. A lot of times there'll be a little bass or two lurking here, and then a bunch of bluegill in the undercut. I do see some of the little bluegill. Okay. Let's see. Oh, there's something chasing it. Little bluegill. Don't see a bass running around though. There was one just a moment ago, but he kind of disappeared on me. Oh, there's one chasing it. Little guys. It's like micro fishing style. Go cast it further. Right there. Kind of bring it along the edge here. Yeah, the other day when we had that rain and everything kind of... Oh, there's a bass. Came out from the undercut. There were like, I'd say about 50 little bass just hanging out here. Sometimes they'll be in this undercut, so I'm gonna just kind of step lightly and kind of dab the old trout magnet in front of them and see maybe they want to come out and strike this baby. There was one nipped at the tail, little bluegill or sunfish, just under that undercut at my feet. Okay. Let's work it back over here. It's almost like crappie fishing. You jig it up and down in front of their noses. And what's surprising is the undercut goes, I guess, enough to hold a bass or two. Oh, there's one right there. That's a little sunfish fish. There's another one. He's moving about. See if I can kind of bring it in closer. See if I can get one to strike it. Had one kind of nip the tail just a moment ago. Come on, Mr. Fishy. All right. Go back over here. See if I can just kind of walk it again. Walk it right over here. Come on. Where are you? Come out and strike. No, I don't think he wants to play. All right. All right. Well, let's go cross the other side. Excuse me. We'll cross the other side and see if we can get something to strike from that direction. I did sneeze just a moment ago. There is a high pollen count right now, and I think there's going to be some more tomorrow. Now, play by ear. I did take little allergy stuff to help me. But, oh yeah, it's that time of year. All right, let's go check the chats. Okay, what do we got here? I have 6 different baitcaster setups. Oh, nice, but no ultralights. I've been picking up CO2 paying for a trout. Oh, nice. All right, cool. Yeah, it's addictive. This ultralight baitcasting, BFS, bait finesse system. And what I find is, especially hitting these ponds that are highly pressured, by going downsizing on the lures, a lot of times I get a lot more bites compared to going with the traditional size gear. I think that was a turtle that just sunk under, or maybe it's a fishy. Okay. Just kind of walk up slowly. Okay, I see some little sunfish. I see some little sunfish. Let's go ahead and cast. Maybe Mr. Bass wants to come out over here and play. Come on. It's okay. You just want to play. It's catch and release time. Unless you're a trout. Then it's put and take. Put and take. Okay. All right, no takers there. All right, yeah, comes summertime, spring, kind of working this area here, they'll be all over the place. You just kind of try different patterns and whatnot, and once you figure out what they want to strike on, pretty much just camp out one spot and let them strike. I've been out here saying I'd be out here for about maybe 30 minutes or so, and next thing I know, I just spent an hour or two into the dark catching a bunch of these different fish going for my fly. Ultralight bait casting style. That one is pretty fun too, but I tend to move more than I camp out at one spot when I'm going ultralight bait casting gear. Oh, got me a little overrun. Let's knock that out real quick. And just walk it out, and then we'll bring it in. Another one of those short casts, and get a bunch of loose loops in the spool, and it'll get an overrun on you, even if you have it dialed in. But it doesn't hurt to just give it a nice cast. clear out the loops and tighten them up, and then you're good to go again. Yeah, earlier the water was all over here to where this was under, and this is where it's normally at, right here, where this is above the water. And you can see that we did have a lot of rain and snow, in fact. Pretty interesting here. Snow in South, or we did get it this year. We've got it every year, but it's more ice than snow. All right, let's keep walking it. Keep walking it. You got a little muddy section here. Get through it here. All right. Like I was saying, this back area is really shallow. I would say most parts are maybe a foot or just over a foot deep. Not very deep at all. Just because of the number of years it's sat and hasn't been dredged. All the sediment and runoff get in there. But hey, at times you get some pretty good strikes here and there. Okay, let's keep walking it. All right. Yeah, but let's see. I mainly want to see what's going to strike this 1 gram trout magnet while we're out and about before I got to call it and finish my honeydew list of, well, run to the grocery store. Okay, water's really clear. I'm looking at the bottom. I'm not seeing much fish movement at all. Oh, bass, perfect size for ultralight bait casting. Here he comes. I'm gonna drag it like a Ned rig. All right, tailing it. He had it in his mouth. Man, I should have just set the hook, but I was trying to finesse it. Oh, he's active. He's going for it again. See if I can drag it slow. He picked it up. Yes, that's a good reason to bring your old polarized glasses so you can see the action happening. Behind it now. He just swiped it. He just swiped it again. Come on, take it hard. He's just kind of nipping at it. He's interested. I just need him to commit. Finish the deal, buddy. All right, let's cast it again. He actually came from about maybe 4 or 5 feet away to chase it. See if he'll come back again. Okay, here he comes again. Okay, come on. All right, I got it right there. If it was a Ned rig, I'd probably have a better chance. It's clobbered. Okay. Yeah, because right now it's kind of leaning more at an angle versus your Ned rig having that vertical presentation. But hey, I think I got it. I got it. I cleared the line a little bit. He's still hanging out over here. I'm hoping that I can still keep his attention in a moment. All right. Oh, he had it. Oh, holy cow, he had it. Okay. I got to catch this guy so you guys can see what I'm seeing. Like I was saying, it does help to have these polarized glasses. Okay, clobbered. Okay, he's still there. Wow, that's fun when they want to play like this. Okay, here he comes. Looking at it. I pulled it out of his mouth. Holy cow! I was excited there. Got my blood pumping. He's not big, but that's half the battle, isn't it? Just being able to catch something. So let's see if I can get a better angle for you. Let's cast it out. I need to clear it. All right, let me clear it. Walk it out. And what I'm doing is just, again, tightening up the line on the spool. Those short casts are really brutal, and they will get you an overrun really quick. So sometimes it's better just to go ahead and just cast it out and retighten it and be ready for one of these guys to take. So he's here. I'm hoping that he's still here. Let me see if I can get his attention again. Kind of looking here. Cut off to the right a little bit, or to the left. Okay. All right. Bring it in slow. Okay. Bouncing the bottom. Kind of lost sight of him. I see like a tail wagging or tail movement. If he came back. No. So I had like 2, 3 misses where he had the lure in his mouth, and I just set the hook and got some thin air there. All right, let's try it again. All right, cast it out, let it sink, kind of do a little twitch movement here and get him to come back. All right, come on, where'd you go? Nope. All right, we may have to just keep going. All right, good to know. We had at least one interested. One wanted to play. Let's keep going. All right, that's fun though. That was fun. Okay, let me clear this. And I'm just kind of walking slowly. I just saw a flash or something in the water. Don't know what it was, but it doesn't hurt to just go ahead and cast in that general direction. See if we can get them to pick it up. Maybe seems to be that they're wanting something on the bottom, kind of drug through the water. So let's go back over here. All right, what do we got here? All right, okay. All right, this is what pond it is. This is Bethany Lakes. It's a series of 4 ponds here in the city of Allen, and action's kind of slow, but it's enough to keep yours truly going. Had that one bass chasing the trout magnet, and then had another bass ignore the trout magnet. But hey, that's fishing. Okay, so here it's shallow again. Call it more like a flats area, but a lot of times they're just kind of lurking, not too far from here. And let's see if we can get somebody's attention, maybe. All right. Just kind of work the bank here. These I tend to be able to cast further distance, so I can keep the loops on the line to a minimum. There we go. That was some brush, some greenery. But when I'm doing those short casts, after a while, you get a looseness in the line laid down on the spool, and that's where you end up getting a bunch of your backlashes once you have it dialed in. Now, once you have it dialed in, it's good, but you're still going to have to keep tweaking. And it's mainly based on some of the conditions, like you get the wind blowing in front of you versus the wind behind you, and the loops on the reel, like right now, come loose on that cast. I was casting into the wind, so it slowed up on me, and very sensitive. But hey, it's fun, especially once you get some bigger fish on there. Additionally, you shift over to a different lure, let's say a spinning lure and whatnot. You can crank it all day and usually not get a back cast at all. But this is just showing you can cast the 1 gram trout magnet with bait casting gear, given the right bait casting gear, in this case the Ultralight bait caster. And this is straight out the box. I haven't done anything different to it other than educate my thumb. And in this case, here's another overrun, but we're okay again. What I need is a fish to come on here and get on there and tighten those lines, or tighten the spool, line on the spool, that is. All right, I may shift over though to a inline spinner just because I'm getting antsy and I really want to fish. Because, well, yeah, okay, great outdoors is fun and getting outside and whatnot, but it's even more funner when you got a fish on the line. Just saying. Personal preference, you know. All right, let's see what's over here. Oh, I felt that something took it, and he was on briefly, and then he dropped it. I'm like, holy cow. I hate that when that happens. Okay, pretty much fishing shallow area again. All right, let's come closer over here to the covert area. Sometimes there's some bass kind of lurking over here where it gets deeper, and then it gets shallow again. Sometimes you kind of get them over here while they're staging for something tasty to bite. I'm going to try this for a couple of casts, and then I'm going to shift over to inline spinners here in a moment. Just because I want to see if I can get something on the line, and I want to crank it out a little bit further out. Even though I'm getting some decent casts, I'm still getting these overruns. So let me clear this, and I'm going to put on the inline spinner. Righty. Oh, yeah. So we're seeing fish, we're seeing bass. This morning I caught 2 trout and missed out on several more. Just that pond had a lot of this green stuff blocking the bank. So if you got a fish on, you still had to lift them up about maybe 10, 15 feet from the shore over that green stuff to land them. And I lost 3 that way, where I had them on and they threw the hook on me, or they pulled the hook off as I was lifting them up. So I didn't have any break-offs, but did have a lot of missed opportunities, I call it. Let's go pull the trout magnet. Let's put that one up real quick here. I'm going to pull out the old inline spinner. Let's see if we get some on the inline spinner. I can cover more water that way, and at the same time, we can see if they're biting. Okay, let's go with a chartreuse color. And this is the gear that I just throw in a little fishing vest that I keep in my pickup. And it's like a mix of different lures and whatnot. So sometimes it's hit or miss. I have stuff that has worked in the past, other stuff that I've never used. But hey, sometimes you got to wing it while you're out there fishing. And next thing you know, you're using a lure you never used before. And it turns out to be the go-to fish getter. The way I fish a rooster tail is pretty much slow or steady retrieve, keeping that blade moving, keeping the lure out of the greenery that lurks in the area. So trying to keep it just fast enough so that it doesn't get clobbered by all the sheet. All right, that one I definitely have to get my thumb educated on because that one just flew. All right. But we can still fish it. Let's see what we get here. Steady retrieve. Let me crank up the spool. Just a quick check when I'm switching out lures from lighter to heavier and vice versa. We'll just do a real spool check where I pop the spool engagement or whatever, let it roll, and that one went way too fast. Up it a little bit. Do it again. Still going way too fast. I'm gonna up it again. Okay. All right, hit the bottom, and it didn't have that much of a overrun or backlash when it hit the bottom, but it's still kind of going a little bit too fast for my liking. So I'm gonna up the spool tension again. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that's probably pretty good. Just in case, I'm gonna crank up the brake just one bit and try one more check. Okay, so you see how it overran when I released. I could probably tweak it some more. Oh man, there's somebody's line here. I could probably tweak it some more, but I think I have enough to play. And I'm gonna see if I can cast this baby out there. Oh yeah, there we go. No problem. Now let's see if we can get a bass on. Steady retrieve, inline spinner, chartreuse. Fast enough to see the blade spinning, and that's pretty much all I need. This feels like a heavy weight compared to that trout magnet. Okay. All right. I see the blade spinning really nicely. Okay. Let's go back off to my left. Oh, it was a tap. Man, had a tap. Okay. Something wants it. Let's try it again. Crank it out there. Light tap. Come on, Mr. Fishy. Right. Okay. I can see the blades moving and staying above the greenery. Let's crank that one way out there. Look at that. Oh, way out there. So that thumb education piece where you got to educate and definitely make some adjustments when you shift over from 1 gram to, in this case, 1/16 ounce. I think 1/16 ounce is like 2.5 grams or something. 2.5 the weight of what we were just using earlier. So it's a different thumb. Oh, there's the hit again. Oh, man. What is that guy? Come on. All right, now we got to see what's there. Do a faster retrieve here. It's shallow over here to my left. Very shallow. I'm just kind of, oh, there's a fish. There's a bass right behind it. 2 bass. Holy cow, where did they come from and why didn't they hit the trout magnet earlier? Kill him at smalls? All right, I see him. There's 2 bass kind of lurking off to my left, and there we go. Oh, yes. Yes. This one's putting a little bend in the rod, too. This wasn't one of those smaller ones. A little bit bigger. Basilito. Fish on. El Pescado. All right, 4-pound test line. Inline spinner. I'm just intrigued. Why didn't it hit that trout magnet? It should have hit the trout magnet. But I found a pattern. 1/16 ounce rooster tail, gold blade, green, and chartreuse. All right, and there's 2 more over here to my left, kind of lurking. So let's see if we can get them to play. Oh, let me answer the mail, make sure I'm answering the mail. Okay, what do we got here? Lures, pick up, open, okay. A ton of crappie lures, all right, yeah. Oh, yeah. You can never have too few lures, but as it is, when you go fishing, you know, Murphy's Law of fishing is the one lure that's working is the one that you'll either run out of or won't have because you didn't bring it or can't get a hold of it. So had that happen many a time. So a lot of times I'll buy a lure. I like buying them in pairs so that if I lose one, at least I have a backup one. And there's one, actually there's two lures now that I picked up from the mystery tackle box, at the ultralight style tackle. And there was a killer crankbait, blue back. Oh, there we go. Another one. All right. Okay. Yeah. Blue back on it with a white bottom. And that thing was a fish getter. Neutral buoyant, and it just I caught so many bass with it, and then it broke off on me, and well, unfortunately I've not been able to locate it again. All right, bass number 2 on the inline spinner. We did try that trout magnet. It was working pretty good. It wasn't good enough. We had one interested in it, and then that was it. And it looks like the fish are a little bit further out in this case, cruising about for maybe a din or two. So let's see what we can do. All right, so that's 2 on the inline spinner. I'm just going to crank it out there. Look at that, 1/16 ounce, 2.5 times heavier than that trout magnet. And I'm just yanking and cranking ultralight bait casting style, 16th ounce, 1/16 ounce. Yeah, oh yeah. It's like I was saying, great outdoors is fun. Being outside is awesome. Fishing is awesome, but it sure is even more awesomer when you got a fish on the line. Tug is a drug. Tug is a drug. All right. But I do have some honeydews I got to knock out still. Man, I forgot about that. Almost forgot about that. Yep. Yeah. I won't be able to fish for hours. Instead, I'll fish for maybe a cast or 2, which equates to anywhere between 1 to 50 more casts. At least according to what my kids told me when they were younger. Oh, there's a tap. Tap, tap, tap. Come on. Commit. All right. Let's go back over here to my left where I saw those 2 guys chasing the lure earlier. 1/16 ounce rooster tail Magic L handing rod, and 1 to 4 pound line, 1.5 to 9 gram, but it handles that 1 gram trout magnet pretty good. I think one of the rules of thumb they said was have a tip that's a millimeter. So I would say this is about a millimeter or 2 in thickness. Oh, there's bass right over here. Okay, we got bass in the shallows, cruising. Let's see if we can get their attention. Okay, steady retrieve, just enough to keep that blade moving. Keep it above the junk. All right, and we'll give it a couple of casts here before we move on to the next spot. Where that one bass was. Let's see if he'll come back. Oh yeah. Oh man, I saw him swipe it. He swiped it, he was on briefly, and then he threw the hook on me. Dang. Swing and a miss. All right, well, swing and a miss. Cast again. It came up and then that classic little side swipe thing. Oh, there's another hit. Dang it. That was a little one. That one kind of hit it, and it made the blade kind of hesitate, and then I felt the hit as well. So visually I saw it, and then I also felt it on the strike. All right, so maybe he'll come back. And yeah, it's helping a lot having these polarized glasses on, because I'm seeing the shadow, if not the bass itself, react to the lure going by. In some cases, I'm anticipating the strike, which maybe that's probably why I missed it, because I was anticipating and struck too soon. Okay, all right. I'm gonna crank this one out a little bit further. Wait, gotta clear the junk in the trunk. What you gonna do with all that junk? Inside that trunk. All right, let's get it out there. Steady retrieve, and I may cast over here to my left. Look over there. Bigger guy. Come on, he's over here coming. I can see the V wake over here. Let me see if I can get it in front of him. Come on. Come to me, daddy. Come on, Mr. Oh, there's another one over there. Yeah, maybe it's those bass starting to move into the shallow, start doing their little spawny thing. Who's to stop them from having a little fun? Well, before you do that, why don't you come strike my lure real quick so I can just get a good look at you. See what potential bruiser I can get maybe in a few years when you get bigger. All right, come on. There's another tap. Yeah, it is kind of frustrating. I'm seeing these taps or these strikes, and then then I see them, and it's a little guy. But then I've caught two bigger ones, or at least not as big as what I've caught here before. Bigger than those little guys that I'm seeing, kind of tapping at it. And you notice how there's two. Man, if I had a Ned rig, they're right behind it, kind of popping at it. I'm kind of fishing the spinner on the bottom like a Ned rig, just kind of dragging it slowly. There's three of them that were kind of doing like a shark, a bunch of sharks getting ready to do a feeding frenzy, and they were kind of surrounding it. And I guarantee you, if it was a Ned rig or maybe even that trout magnet, I probably would have done much better. Okay, let's see if okay. Oh, over there, off to the left. Oh, that one chased it. Okay. All right, that one chased it. He actually popped it as I was lifting it up a little. Okay, stick with that steady retrieve. Okay. There's a little guy pop it. He's trailing right behind it and he's nipping at it. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's frustrating. Here it is. Because it's clear water, I'm getting a good view of these bass there. And if I didn't have this clear water, I'd probably be thinking I'm just kind of bumping away, hitting some of the vegetation. But I'm actually seeing them nip at it, and I can feel the rod react to that strike. And it almost feels like I'm just kind of bumping some twigs and whatnot, but I know I didn't because I can see them doing it. All right. So what's that mean then? I guess assume every thing that bumps your lure, just assume it's a fish, and then set the hook. All right. I'm gonna let those three rest a little bit here. Okay. All right. Let's let it sit for a little bit. I'm gonna cast more to the right now, just to let them rest a little bit here. Clear some of that. I hope you guys are having fun. I do call it quits here soon because I've got some honeydews to do. Okay. But very tough. Oh, there's the hit. He chased it. Oh, here he comes. Come on. There we go. 4-pound test, buddy. 4-pound test. Bring that baby in. All right. I think they're all the same size. The ones that were nipping at it were actually smaller. So maybe I need to continue to fish in that direction. Get that one back in. I did feel something on the line as I was fishing. Yeah, right here. I got a little knot. So nothing worse than having a knot in your line, because especially with 4-pound test, it's going to break the line on you just like that. So let's stop that from happening when a bass hits it, and let's go ahead and retie, because if I get Mr. Bruiser, there's no way I'm going to be able to land him with that little knot in the line. Usually get it when I'm fly fishing more than bait casting, so I don't know how that happened. Kind of weird. Yeah, I'll get those wind knots, but it's the first time I really had one. Ultralight bait casting. Okay, so three bass, I think, with a number of good hits here and there. And started out slow with the trout magnet. Did have some fishies go for it, but it looks like inline spinner is the way to go. In this case, a 1/16 ounce rooster tail seems to be doing it well for me. All right, bear with me. I gotta snip off the tag end. All right, let's clear the lure. I'm gonna go check the chat. Okay, what do we got? All right, what lure have you had most luck with trout? I got skunk this Sunday. It's a mix. Super dupers seem to be more consistent, but there are those days where you want more of a faster retrieve, and I tend to do better on those days with a rooster tail, if not a Mepps Anglia inline spinner. Blue River, I've had really good success. Bottom line, I keep them all handy. All right, let's see. I'm just guessing. This is my fishing vest that I keep in the pickup. So there's some power worms. There's the super dupers along with a mix of some spoons, and then I don't have the inline spinner box with me, but it have the rooster tails as well as the Mepps Anglia, trout Anglia. Yeah, Mep's angry inline spinner from Mep's. I have that handy when I'm specifically targeting trout. But when I'm doing these quick trips, it's basically a smorgasbord of that's what I got in my vest, and let's just kind of wing it and go from there. More often than not, I have some variety of lures that basically that I can cast with the Ultralight Baitcasting gear. All right, let's get a little one further out. So you can see 1/16 ounce is not a problem with this thing. And okay, I see something moving off to the right. I let those fish over here to my left kind of relax a little bit, so maybe they might want to play again here in a little bit, but I'm going to wait it out just a little bit more. And in fact, I'm probably, you know, I gotta make another honeydew trip here. So let's just get a couple more casts in, and then we'll continue walking down the pond, knowing that, yeah, this was a good spot, at least for the day. All right, so let's kind of, because hey, we might as well do some scouting while we're here and see what else may be lurking about. I didn't see anything chasing that one. Let's go back this way, see if anything is chasing it. And I tend to do more side casting. That's why I like using the 4.5 foot size rod. I do have this same rod in a 6 foot ultralight, and I like using it when I'm actually fishing more overhead cast. And then I do have the Shimano Corrado BFS XG, and that one's on a 7 foot ultralight Shakespeare ugly stick. And that one I'm saving for later on for bass and whatnot, but also for some speckled trout during the upcoming spring, summer time when we hit the coast. Hopefully I'll be able to cast some live mullet with no other gear on other than the hook and the line and then the mullet. Because apparently, and I learned this from an experienced fisherman on the coast, that your bigger trout tend not to go for those popping cork setups because of all that hardware and whatnot. You want to go with the least amount of hardware. And well, least amount of hardware is basically your line, your hook, and then the bait itself. In this case, that 3 to 4 inch live mullet, which guess what? That Shimano Corrado BFS XG can handle that, no problem. So, but yeah, stay tuned for that one. I'll be on the coast, and if I'm in coverage, I'll definitely live stream what's happening there. All right, I think time to move on and move to the next spot. So let's just do a little running gun and just kind of work our way around, see where it takes us, and let's see when we get some more fish on the line. All right, so this is where we had some hits earlier. So hey, let's do a cast as we're walking the area. Running gun, running gun. So I'm just going to cast and keep going and see where it takes us till we're back to where we started. So there's our cast in that direction. We'll go back that way. We'll get something running in this direction. I'm going to continue with that steady retrieve. So just fast enough to keep that blade moving and to keep, oh, there's a tap. Saw him hit it too. Just enough to keep that blade moving as well as keeping the hooks and the lure above all that greenery that is hugging the bottom right now. And just joined about, I'd say 3 bass, I think it was. 3 bass so far, all on the inline spinner. Had some interest with the trout magnet, but inline spinner seems to be the go-to one right now. Yeah. And, well, yeah, pretty much what they've been doing. Okay, so last cast here, and then I'm going to move on to the next spot. Kind of working my way down the pond and just kind of seeing what happens. So we'll just kind of work our way around. We'll take a look at the chat, see if we got any info there. Okay, all right, cool beans. All right, let's work our way around. Try over here in this direction. See if we can get another one to hit. And this is more shallow, but you'll be surprised what lurks in these shallows at times, especially when the bass are chasing those lures or, correction, bait fish. Yeah. It is surprising what will come up into the shallows throughout the day, feeding on, I guess, whatever they want. All right, I'm streaming from my Android phone, and before I could only do about a 45-minute run time or live time, but I got one of those adapters where I could connect my lab mic as well as my external power bank, and that's allowing me to stream for more than 45 minutes I haven't timed how long I've been able to stream. My GoPro has been hours, like 2-3 hours. With this, I'm not sure. Oh man, it's really clobbered here. All right, we'll get this cast in, and then we'll go to the other pond. We'll go to the main pond, is what it's called. Okay. All right, just kind of popping it over the vegetation. Gets really shallow here. All right, really shallow. Okay. So I'm gonna cut over here, get a couple of casts in, then we'll move to the other side, and we'll fish the main pond. All right. So here's where we were earlier when we were fishing over here by the drainage ditch. Oh, wow, spook that guy. Spook, spook, spook. There's some bass, little sunfish. There's a bigger bass over here to my right. Wow. Jeez. That was within trout magnet range. Let me clear my lure. Okay. Yeah. 2 bass to my left, or to my right. That I'd say about the same size as the ones that we released earlier. So let's see if I can get their attention. Come on, Mr. Fishy. I do like having visibility with these polarized glasses. I can see to the bottom in some spots, and it has helped especially when I'm fishing Senkos and working the spawn where the bass are on their beds, and being able to see their reaction as I bring the lure through. Oh, no. I think that's some junk. Yeah. Okay. We'll do one more here, and then we're gonna go to the main pond, and we'll probably pick up I gotta knock out a honeydew, and I also gotta do some grilling and chilling. Oh, right there. Oh man, took my focus off fishing. I was talking about grilling. Man, must stay focused here. Okay, there's some junk there. All right, let's go on to the other pond. Okay, that is the main pond. I call it the main pond because it's, I guess, the first one you come to when you come to the parking area. And it's just easier to refer to these ponds. Just give it a name and just keep saying it over the years, and after a while it just sticks in your head. Got some duckies. Oh, nice bass over here, right here in the shallow. As close you can see where he just kicked up the junk. Yeah, classic. I should have cast further back instead of walking up on the bank. Okay, he was right there in front of me. Yeah. Okay, we'll just kind of work our way here first, and then I'll cast it further out. Yep. Let's go this way. All right, further out. Let's see what happens. Maybe that bass wants to come and play again. All right, yeah, he was just over here. I'd say 2 foot from the bank. There's a tap. Another tap. Double tap. Double tap. Let's try this again. Okay. Out, and we'll slow it down. See if I can get him to come up and hit it. Come on, Mr. Fish. Beautiful day here. March 1st, first day of March 2025. We're here at Bethany Lakes in the city of Allen. Yours truly, Glenn from the City of Allen Fishing Field Team, COAF Field Team. Also do a little podcast, Real Cast Fishing. Stay tuned for those. Pretty much I post them on Spotify, little video stuff, and rebroadcasting basically these mobile fishing live streams that I'm doing here. Most times I'm just talking fishing and explaining what I'm doing. Sometimes I do good, and other times I don't do as good. But hey, it's fishing, it's fun, and well, sure beats working. All right, let's go back around here, past this one tree, and we'll work this one bank. We'll work this bank here, and then at that point I think we'll call it. It's about 5 something right now, and yeah, I remember I gotta get olive oil and onions, and then I gotta go grill some ribs. Cook me up a bunch of those ribs. All right, very shallow here. See down the bottom. I'm gonna cast it further out, and hopefully I can get one of these guys to chase it in, knowing that most of the strikes I had in the back pond were further out. And I'll try fishing more of an acute angle, like right here. I'm trying to parallel the bank, because oftentimes there may be a fish or two kind of lurking here in the shallows. So by doing that, I can kind of clear the way before I proceed on further. Then I'll continue working my way again out, and then just kind of keep working. All right, so let's try this again. Let's go further out. Bring it in. Okay, steady retrieve. See if we can get another bass on, because it's bass today on a beautiful March 1 day. Okay, still further out, but just slightly to my left. Okay, and I'm just reeling it in enough to keep the blade spinning and keeping the lure off that greenery on the bottom. Well, I got some greenery in this case. There's that greenery I was telling you about. Like really snotty looking stuff. Ugh. All right, let's see what we got. Let's go out that way. Come on, Mr. Fishy. Let's work our way over. Yeah, more junk in the trunk here. All right, see some cormorant in the water. Those guys can clean out things quickly and spook fish. I'm gonna speed up the retrieve a little bit because I'm getting too much of that greenery on there at the tail end of the cast. All right, we'll go back around this guy here. Okay, but before we do that, I'm gonna cast where we just came from, just kind of clearing the backside in case something came up behind us. Okay, I don't think we got any takers here. Okay, let's move on. So stand off a little bit and just kind of bring it in. See what we got. Come on, Mr. Fish. And here's where I normally stand when I'm working the bank, is I'll stand off about 10 to 15 feet from the bank, because a lot of times, especially come summer and the fish are moving about, I've caught a bunch of fish up close, just right at the tail end of the retrieve. There's a cormorant over there, just kind of chilling over there by the fountain. That's kind of funny. Let's go ahead and cast out further. Okay. Over the years, I've had it where this sort of like a little fish lane or whatever, where there's fish moving about here throughout the day. I guess maybe because of the water movement and whatnot. So it doesn't hurt to just get a longer cast out and seeing if you can get one of these guys to strike. Looks like all the fun was happening over there in the back pond. See if we can fix that here in the main pond here in a moment. And I suspect those trout magnets would have worked really well on those guys. Just I'd have a shorter distance. I'm getting out maybe 30, 40 foot cast with the trout magnet versus this one I'm getting, well, a lot further. Okay. Let's see. Come on, Mr. Fishy. I'm going to work it a little bit faster just so we can work more area and cover more ground here. Okay. 4-pound test, ultralight baitcaster, light feather kingfisher. 4-pound test, Stren mono. Handing Magic L. Handing Magic L. Yeah, he's on. Little guy. Handing Magic L ultralight. Look at that. All right, a little guy. Okay, I mean, much smaller than the ones we were catching in the back pond, but we did have some interested earlier doing so. So go back in and get bigger. All right, and let's see, get another one to hit. That one I felt the hesitation, then I saw the line coming in on me. Initially, I thought I snagged something, but then when I saw that line come in, oh, I better reel in faster. Pick up some of that slack in case tries throwing that hook on me. All right, let's keep going. Mr. Bass, Mr. Bass. Oh, no. That felt like something. Tug is the drug, tug is the drug. Okay, let me go clear the chat here. What do we got? What lure? Okay, we're still good. I think we're caught up. All right. So we're just going to work this here, and then we'll call it. See if we can get another bass on before we call it. Steady retrieves. Fishy, fishy, fishy. Let's do a short cast over here by the tree. Maybe something's lurking nearby. Okay. See if I can get a short cast in. All right. Short cast. Get it right over here by the tree. See if something's lurking there. No. All right. Let's take it over here by the other side of the tree. This little cove area that feeds into the canal, from the main pond into the canal. There's a little culvert deal, canal deal that goes into the lower pond. I've caught fish many times over the years here. So let's see if maybe that holds true again today. Come on. Steady retrieve, working it in. So there's a shallow area and then a drop off that goes from left to right. Plus that, like a little channel that heads into that canal, or that concrete culvert deal is, or dam, I don't know what you call it. A lot of times they'll just be lurking right in that area. Sometimes just a bunch of casting and eventually one decides to strike. Can happen. Let's see what we got. Come on. Kind of working my way over. All right, let's get another cast in. Let's go on to my right. Steady retrieve. See, we get the retention. All right. Let's go back around. Gonna work our way around. Got some duckies. Okay, so this is that canal-like deal. It feeds into the lower pond, and right here is a little channel-like deal, where sometimes you might get a bass or two lurking there. So I'm gonna try working it real quick here while I'm here, and see if I get something to strike over here by the canal. Come on, come on. Oh, well. Now I'm gonna scare everything. Okay, got it. Ooh, I hooked into a rock. But hey, we're in a good position now to basically cast right down the channel area. Let's kind of try that real quick before we move to the next spot. No. Thought it was something. Okay, let's try it again. Mr. Film. Okay, I could see it moving slowly. All right, I think that's it. Oh, I got some junk on it too. All right, let me clear it and we'll go back around. All right, we'll go over the bridge that goes over the canal, work the other bank here on the main pond, and then at that point we'll call it. Right, this is the canal, kind of overgrown and whatnot. It's going to get a lot more brush. I've caught catfish out of here. Yeah, way back when there was a big flood or whatever, rain and all that. Brought out my fly rod and I was fishing what I call San Juan worm balls. So it's a San Juan worm, but 3 or 4 all on there like a glob of worms kind of rolling through the water. And I was fishing it, catching some decent sized catfish in there. But I don't know if I fished, oh no, I did catch a catfish last year. Inline spinner, DIY inline spinner. Pretty nice size one too. Surprised that he hit a spinner. But he did, and that was fun. Okay, let's work it here, and we get one more. Let's see if we get one more before we call it. Those birds that get above me. Oh, there's a whole bunch. Let me move. Shoot. Dive bombing me again with the you-know-what on my head. Man, they're still above me. Let me get over. Yeah, I don't want to be in the drop zone of those guys. Okay, had a tap. Okay, tap. Okay, let's do a short cast. Keep away from the duckies. Turtle did a little look-see at me. All right, let's cast it further out. Let's see if something's lurking further out. DIY inline spinner. Basically, it's a 1/16 ounce spinner that I make. I've done well with that over the course of the years, fishing different ponds and whatnot. But today I'm going with an inline rooster tail, and it seems like most of the fish I got were out of the back pond. Only got that one little fingerling, and then other than that, had multiple hits as well as caught 3, 4 in the back pond. I'd say about maybe 12, 14 inch, 12 inch bass maybe. Fun stuff on Ultralight gear. 4-pound test, strand mono. All right, I think we're gonna be calling it quits here once we get around this tree and give it a couple more casts. Let's just see if we can get one more to strike. We'll cast it further out. Okay, steady retrieve. Actually going a little bit faster than I was earlier. I think it's mainly because I just want to hurry up. I'm rushing it. That one I shouldn't. Okay. All right, let's go back around the tree. Actually, let's go right over here by these cypress knees and get a cast in there. Sometimes there'll be a bruiser kind of lurking right here in these knees. Okay. All right, let's go back on this side. Try it again. Steady retrieve. It's like a little bit deeper here, but I still can see the bottom. All right. I think I got some junk on this one. Better clear it. Looks like some folks are feeding the wildlife. So when that happens, usually there's some certain fish that like to kind of come by also and try for a morsel or two of whatever they're feeding them. So it doesn't hurt to cast in that general direction, because there may be a bruiser lurking in there amongst those. Oh, right there, close. Not as big as those other ones, but bigger than the last one we caught. All right, nice. All right, we're almost done with the this round. Let's go give it another cast here. That one hit close, about a third of the way in. He struck, or at the tail end of the retrieve. Bass. So it's all bass this round. No bluegill, no sunfish, all bass. And I think the day got to about the 70s. Short sleeve weather. Started out with a little sweater this morning when I went for the trout that they stocked at another pond, and then this afternoon into the early evening, short sleeve weather time. Okay. All right, we'll give it a couple more casts here, just cause, and then we'll call it. Bird flying by, knocked it. Oh, there's a tap. Okay. Toy with me. I see what it is. Toying with my feelings. Okay. All right. Cut it over just a little bit. Yeah, that's clear. All right. Let me go to my right. Okay. Steady retrieve. Steady retrieve. Bass on rooster tail. There we go. No. That was some junk. I think it was a stick up. Do one more this way, and then we'll do one parallel to the bank here. And then I think we'll call it at that point. Unless I get another strike. And that could be another 10 more casts. Okay, more parallel to the bank. There we go. I felt the pickup. That means another cast. Yeah, I felt the pickup and he ran with it. Let's see if he'll run with this. Come on. Steady retrieve, steady retrieve. No, I think that was the blade pulsing. All right, hey, let's do another cast over here. All right, let's go right here. Okay, let's kind of work it in close first. Maybe something's lurking here. I've had it before where, especially when the spawn is on, I got some bass just right in front of my feet, basically, and they're just kind of lurking there, and you're able to drop your fly or your lure right on their nose. Get them to hit at times. Oh, he swiped it. He chased it, and then you seen that swirl? Okay, he chased it. See if he'll come back. Okay, man, he chased it. He actually swirled on it. That's what I was saying, one more cast, but hey, if you get another bite, sky's the limit at that point. Sky's the limit. Can't leave him biting, Try telling that to my wife, and she doesn't like that excuse too much. There's a couple of taps again. I think it's a little bluegill tapping at it. Yeah. But there was a swirl, so maybe there's a bass mixed in that set of bluegill that might be playing with this lure here. Let me slow it down some. No, that was some junk. I think I see some stuff coming in the chat. Are they biting? Earlier they were. Got 4, 5, 6 now. But most of them were in the back pond. Over here it's kind of slowed down, and I'm getting ready to call the stream. Just, I'm still getting some hits off and on right here, so just kind of want to see if I can see what's actually hitting. One swirled up on the line, or the spinner, and I should have had him. I wish I had him. All right. Yeah, he swirled up on it, came up it, and took a swipe. Try over here by the tree. Kick it in by the tree. Maybe there's something lurking. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's go over here where they were feeding all these duckies. Let's see if something came in because of these duckies and all what they were feeding. Okay. We'll just kind of find an open spot and just kind of work the lure through there. Give it a couple, then we'll call it quits. Of course, unless I get another tap or bite or fish. And then I'll come up with another excuse of why I need to cast some more. Because, well, that's fishing, man. It's an addiction. All right. It's like I used to tell my kids, how do you know when I'm done fishing? Wait until you see me break apart my rod, be it a 2 or 4 or 3 piece. When I do that, then that means I'm headed out. Of course, bad news. There's a swipe. All right, that's another 5 to 10, 15 casts now. All right. Yeah, if I come with a 1-piece rod, it's brutal then, because they have no idea if I'm wrapping it up or not. Yep, fishing is live. All right. Well, that was a tap. up close over there by the tree to my right. This one feels like there's some junk on it. Okay. Oh, it got off. It got off. Oh no. No. Got me a tree. Clear my rod tip. I was surprised that the trout man, I was expecting to get more hits with it, especially when I saw that one kind of treating it like a Ned rig as I was dragging it on the bottom. But hey, these inline spinners sure do save the day at times. Okay, come on, let's fish it. All right, see if he'll swipe it again. Nope. All right, got some junk. That doesn't count. Got some junk on it. That doesn't count. All right, let's clear that. All right, okay. This will be the last cast. Let's see what happens. There's the turtle. Get it away from the turtle. Denied. Look at that. Whew, had my blood pumping. Thought that was last cast. Was going to be with a fish, but looks like it's not. It's going to be a leaf. All right, appreciate y'all joining today. Just to recap what we did. We just pretty much did a ultralight bait casting, Bethany Lakes here in the city of Allen. Working the main pond, the back pond, and kind of around that general area. White feather kingfisher, 4-pound strand mono, and then the Handing Magical ultralight rod, and then that baby there, inline spinner. We did have some trout magnets, but it was the inline spinner, 1/16-ounce rooster tail that did the trick today. All right, appreciate y'all joining, and good luck, good fishing.